Now for our feature story of the day, let's discuss Bitcoin exploding by over 200% if things go really well. According to crypto analyst Kevin Svensson, let's share his outlook. You should be able to see here on your screen right now. Let's get it. Crypto analyst Kevin Svensson is saying Bitcoin can skyrocket by triple digits from the current level. He actually shared on X, based on historical precedent, Bitcoin could appreciate by roughly 50 and 200%. Quoting him here alongside the chart, based on the ratio of past gains, gives me 95,000 as a minimum target and the medium target of 142,000. And if things go really well, we will hit 190,000 per Bitcoin. But anywhere, closer to 142,000, maybe. But it could be between 95 and 142. It could be like 124, something along those lines. But these are the areas I am looking at just based on a rough estimate. Let me know if you agree or disagree with these targets as outlined right here in the chart. And according to Svensson, Bitcoin's volatility is likely to ramp up over the coming months if and when Bitcoin hits new highs, which we already know is only a matter of time. The previous high from the last cycle was in 2021 based off retail. We hit 69,000, and a few weeks ago we broke that all-time high, and the new all-time high we hit roughly 6 days ago. I think it was on roughly 6 days ago. It was, the new high is 73,800. Correct me if I'm wrong, fam, but I think that's where we're at. So quoting him again, what we're getting right now is nothing compared to what you might see in the coming months. If Bitcoin continues this, gets the extension up to 90,000. And some would argue we can see 90 or 100,000 pre-halving within the next month. Let me know your thoughts on that. And he continues, at that point, we're going to be vertical. And at that point, that's when everyone's convinced that the bull market is back. We're going to go up and up and up. $100,000, whatever. And that's the point where most people are vulnerable and sort of just mesmerized by the bullish price action. That's when you have to be the most careful, because this is where your huge parabolic trend breakdown takes place and you get a huge washout and a big correction and a consolidation. And then I would think, because we're so early, the halving hasn't even happened yet after that move. Likely consolidate and then run up again at a later point. As you can see here, shows you a potential run of how Bitcoin's likely to go. Expect that extreme volatility, but notice a pattern. We go up, we correct some. We go up higher, correct some. We correct more, then we go back up, correct some, and then we just continue down that parabolic ascent until we smash that six-figure mark. And to watch the video he did entitled Bitcoin Mind-Blowing Volatility Coming, check the show notes below the video in the description. Now, I've been reminding you each and every day leading up to the halving, expect extreme volatility. This is nothing new. 20% dips along the way. We didn't just correct 20%. It was a little less this time. We just corrected, 17%? And now we're right back in the mix, looking to retest 70,000 potentially today. What are your thoughts, family? Where do you feel the Bitcoin price action is likely to go next, leading into the halving in roughly 30 days? Do you think we'll break the current all-time high of 73.8? Do you think we'll tap 80? Do you think we'll tap 90? Do you think we'll tap the coveted six-figure milestone so we can get our fiesta on down here in Puerto Rico? Let me know, family. I am extremely bullish. I think post-halving, easy peasy six-figure price action this year. I think next year, more than likely the cycle peak, we can hit a double top. We may hit like six figures this year. I'm projecting multiple six figures next year, but I want to know your thoughts, family. In that live chat, I'm going to read some of the comments. Thomas says 250,000 once Grayscale stops selling and massive supply shock hits around August 2024. That is correct. Crypto Quant, in their analysis, shared we're likely to see that supply shock in roughly 6 months, which would take us to around August, as there's currently roughly only 2 million Bitcoin available on the exchanges. BlackRock and the major institutions are hoarding and purchasing up this Bitcoin like it ain't no thing. You also got MicroStrategy and BlackRock now neck and neck as the game theory continues. We have nation-state adoption from El Salvador and other countries secretly buying Bitcoin behind the scenes. In fact, I shared a poll on X just last night. I said, which country has been buying Bitcoin secretly? And I think the poll said, is it the UAE, which would include Dubai as I think it's the capital or major city in the UAE. I said, is it Qatar? Or I said, is it the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia? Or all of the above? And the majority of them said all of the above. I'm going to check that poll again here in just a little bit. And then someone said, what about China? What about this country? And I said, more than likely, there's a lot of countries, multiple, buying Bitcoin secretly behind the scenes. And if they're not directly buying, they're getting indirect exposure, maybe through Bitcoin miners. Just like even freaking Vanguard, who has an anti-Bitcoin stance publicly. But guess what? They're the largest shareholder of MicroStrategy. Vanguard, the same ones fudding Bitcoin. I'm not surprised, mofos, quoting Nate Diaz. Trust nobody, verify everything. Don't listen to what these criminals say. Watch what these criminal mofos do. And speaking of these criminal mofos, this one's dedicated to you.
Bitcoin, etc. You pointed out the only true use case for it is criminals,
drug traffickers, anti-money laundering, tax avoidance. You already know Jamie Dimon, yo. They just had to pay another massive fine. That's the largest bank in the United States, JP Morgan Chase, because they continue to get these small slaps on the wrist. Big deal. Another $250 million fine. They're making $38 billion a year in profit. So it virtually means continue with your criminal activities, pay off this small little slap on the wrist, and continue doing what you criminals do at the top of these banking institutions, right?